Your dog did something for you today that you completely missed. Maybe it was the way they pressed against your leg in the kitchen, or that look they held just a second too long from across the room. They've been telling you something all day. But here's the real question. Do they actually know you love them back? Because most owners think they're showing love, but your dog isn't reading it the way you think. And one of these 7 things, the one most owners get wrong every single day, might be why your dog seems off, and you've never understood why. Number 1, touch them the right way. You come home. Your dog runs up to you, and the first thing you do is reach down and pat them right on top of the head. You've done it 1,000 times. It feels natural, but here's what most owners don't realize. Most dogs don't actually like being touched on the head. A 2014 study tested how dogs responded to being touched in different areas. Dogs were calmest when touched on the chest, under the chin, and along the shoulders. But the top of the head, the spot everyone defaults to, triggered stress signals almost immediately. That's not affection, that's pressure. And your dog has been tolerating it because they love you, not because it feels good. Here's where it gets interesting. Researchers found that just 3 minutes of the right kind of touch, slow strokes on the chest, gentle scratches under the chin, released oxytocin in both the dog and the owner, the same hormone that bonds a mother to her baby. So the difference between your dog feeling loved and your dog feeling stressed comes down to a few inches. Move your hand. That's it. And if you think that one small thing matters, wait until you hear the last point on this list, because there's something you do every single day, something you'd never suspect, that changes the way your dog feels about everything. Number 2, talk to them. Ever catch yourself talking to your dog in that high-pitched voice, the one you'd never use in public? Good. Don't stop, because your dog's brain is wired to respond to it. Researchers at the University of York tested how dogs reacted to different speaking styles. When people used a higher pitch with dog-relevant words, things like good boy, walk, treat, dogs moved toward them and stayed close. But here's the catch. When the tone was right, but the words were random, nothing. When the words were right, but the tone was flat, nothing. It only worked when both matched. Your dog isn't just hearing noise. They're reading the combination of your energy and your language at the same time. And it goes deeper. Brain scans from Emory University showed that when dogs heard praise from their owner, the reward center of their brain lit up the same way it did for food. Some dogs even stronger for praise. That's not obedience. That's emotion. Your voice makes your dog feel safe. And when you stop talking to them, when the house goes quiet and you're buried in your phone, they notice. They always notice. And hey, if this is already changing how you see your dog, hit that like button and subscribe. It's the best way to help more dog owners understand what their dog actually needs from them. Number 3, play with them, not just around them. There's a difference between your dog having toys and your dog having you. Researchers at the University of Bristol found that dogs who played interactively with their owners showed higher attentiveness, stronger obedience, and deeper attachment. Dogs who just had toys lying around the house? No difference. None. Because it was never about the toy. A ball sitting on the floor is just rubber. But a ball in your hand? That's an invitation. That's their favorite person choosing to be with them. And here's what most people miss. Dogs don't just play to burn energy. They play to connect. Unlike cats, who can entertain themselves for hours with a shadow on the wall, dogs need you in the game. They look at you mid-play. They bring the toy back to you. They check your face to see if you're still having fun. That's not fetching. That's bonding. And when it stops, when the walks get shorter, when the tug rope stays in the drawer, your dog doesn't just get bored, they withdraw. They get quieter. And most owners mistake that silence for calm. It's not calm, it's giving up. Let them sniff. Picture this. You're on a walk. Your dog stops at a patch of grass and starts sniffing like there's a crime scene buried under it. And what do? You pull the leash, come on, let's go. You just shut down the most important part of their day. A dog's nose has up to 300 million scent receptors. Yours has about 6 million. Every time they stop and smell something, they're reading a story. Who was here? How long ago? Whether they were anxious or calm. That fire hydrant is a newspaper. That patch of grass is a neighborhood update. And in 2019, researchers at Barnard College found something that should stop every dog owner mid-walk. Dogs who were allowed regular scent-based exploration became measurably more optimistic. They literally approached uncertain situations with more confidence. Dogs on tight no-sniff walks? No change. That's not a walk. That's a missed opportunity. Slow down, let them smell. You're not wasting time. You're giving them the richest experience their brain can have. Number 5, feed them on a schedule. This one sounds boring. It's not. Dogs don't understand clocks, but they understand patterns. And when food shows up at the same time, in the same place from the same person, something shifts in their nervous system. Predictability tells a dog's brain that the world is safe, that the person providing for them is reliable. Research from the University of Utrecht found that dogs in unpredictable environments, inconsistent routines, random feeding times, had significantly elevated cortisol, the stress hormone, the same one that spikes when they hear fireworks. Your dog doesn't need a gourmet meal. They need to know it's coming. And here's the part that hurts. A lot of owners show love by overfeeding. Extra scoops, table scraps, a treat every time those eyes look up at you. But a long-term study that followed dogs from puppyhood to death found that overfed dogs lived almost 2 years less than dogs kept at a healthy weight. 2 years. That extra scoop isn't love. It's time you're taking away from them. Feed them right. Feed them on time. That's love they can count on. Number 6, teach them something new. Most people think training is about obedience. Sit, stay, don't chew the couch. But your dog doesn't experience it that way. To your dog, a training session is the most focused attention you'll ever give them. You're looking at them, talking to them, rewarding them, responding to every move they make. For 5 minutes, they are the center of your world. And their brain knows it. A 2020 study tested dogs trained with positive reinforcement versus corrections. The reward-trained dogs showed more secure attachment, lower stress hormones, and even solved problems better on their own. That's not discipline. That's dialogue. Every sit followed by a treat is your dog hearing, "I see you, you did great, I'm proud of you." And they carry that feeling long after the session ends. You don't need an hour, you don't need a trainer, 5 minutes a day with some treats and one new thing to learn. That's a conversation in the only language your dog has ever wanted to speak. Number 7, be calm. Remember earlier when I said, there's one thing you do every day that might be quietly changing your dog from the inside out? This is it. In 2019, researchers in Sweden measured cortisol in dogs' hair, not blood, not saliva, hair, which captures months of stress, not just one moment. Then they compared it to their owner's hair cortisol over the same period. The dog's stress levels mirrored their owner's almost exactly. Not for a day, not for a week, for months. Your anxiety was their anxiety. Your tension was their tension. And the most painful part? It wasn't the dog's personality that predicted their stress. It was the owner's. Your dog isn't just living with you, they're absorbing you. Every rushed morning, every argument on the phone, every night you couldn't sleep. They felt all of it. Not because they understood the words, because they read your body the way you read a book. So the most loving thing you can do for your dog might have nothing to do with your dog at all. Breathe, slow down, sit on the floor next to them, and do nothing. Because when you're at peace, they're at peace. And that's all they've ever wanted. Not a bigger yard, not more toys, just you. Present. Theirs.